What's up, YouTube? Phil Legal Piper coming down from Singapore, and today I'll be reviewing some GLPs. This is what I have, just a little bit of it left. Popped in sometime about 2 weeks ago to my local tobacconist. I was craving for some plum pudding, but I decided to go and grab myself some Quiet Nights as well. So yeah, here it is, and let me take a whiff. I got my notes written down here, so if I forget anything, I'll know. I'm getting some spiced rum, a little bit of that. Getting some cinnamon as well. There's also sometimes when I smell it, it's sweet, flowery. I get a little bit of raisin bread as well. Of course, there's some incense and wood down there, but it's not as smoky as what you get from all the other English blends. This is a full-on English blend. There's mostly Virginia, Latakia. If I bet there's a little bit of Perican Orientals too, but yeah, it's more likely closer towards the nightcap region if you're talking about it in terms of like the blend family. I would say it's more like the GLP's GLP's answers to a nightcap. Let me go and light this up. Alright, before that, let me show you how the leaf looks like. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this and I'll be right back. And we're going in and getting y'all some of that. So this is how GLP's Quiet Nights looks like. It comes in a very broken flake format, but according to tobacco reviews and most sites, it comes in cakes. It's actually cakes, but in broken flakes format. So I wonder if that makes sense, but it's really easy to rub out. Very dark. This one's aged about 3 years and it tastes really good. So yeah, I'll pack this up and get back to y'all quickly. So yeah, take a look at that. Really gorgeous looking tobacco. And we are back. So that's how the thing looks like. Just a little correction if I'm not wrong. While I was saying that was actually a cake, it's not a cake, it's a broken flake, or mostly it's a flake. That's what Smoking Pipes has said. I double checked it. Room note is tolerable, and here we go again. I'm quite finding it hard today to keep this pipe lit. Usually it's not that hard, but today's a little slightly harder. Yeah, okay, very good. Room note, this is a Latakia blend, so you all know what it is. It's tolerable. Don't even have to elaborate much. If somebody says they like the blend, then they are a unicorn. Not this blend. This blend can't be a unicorn. Sorry, got my tongue tied right there. Mechanics wise, rubs out easily, but like I said, like sometimes, especially in like big bowls, it's kind of hard to keep it lit. So yeah, you gotta speak of the devil. Went off again. So yeah, it requires relights, multiple relights, I feel, but generally I feel it's quite dry. It comes just nice. Yeah. Alright, tongue bite. Usually I do not get much of a tongue bite from this. That being said, I feel like the taste wise, I feel like this is one of the tasty blends, I feel like. So I'm finding it hard, so sorry about that. I will have to just lose the pipe for the rest of this review. Doesn't really matter. So I just feel that this blend itself is a pretty tasty blend. That's why I was very intrigued to try it and get my hands on it. I remember that sometime during 2019 I actually got myself a full 2-ounce tin, but I pretty much like smoked it without reviewing it, and I can't really recall how did it really taste down there. But yeah, this tin is really it's 3-year aged. When I went there, the old tin was finished and the owner actually opened a brand new 8-ounce tins. And first thing first, yeah, the smell, it's aged Quiet Nights is pretty nice to smell, also quite nice to smoke, because I do some people tend to do regard it as the same grade as Penzance. So if you all can't get Penzance, I think this is a much more available alternative to Penzance. That's what some of my friends say. So when I taste it, I get a little bit of like what I smell, a little bit of like spice rum. Of course, there's like that campfire smokiness, but mostly I kind of get a little bit of like that fruitiness, a lot of like that fermentation. I feel that Virginias have a lot of playing. Yeah, that's because maybe it's aged 3 years, and after aging even 3 years, I feel like the Latakias are a little bit mellow, honestly. I just feel that's what I even get for aged nightcap as well, which is why I prefer my Latakia blends closer to the younger side. Except for plum pudding though. Big fan of plum pudding. So yeah, that's pretty much for the taste. And rating, I'll give it a solid 3 out of 4. If we're talking about tobacco reviews kind of style, they only have 4 stars, so I give it 3 stars. Will I buy this again? If it's available at a much more reasonable price, I would, because the text down here is killer. So if I were to go and buy a blend, I'd probably buy something that I really enjoy smoking these days. So I would definitely put plum pudding, and my shop has the Sutliff production of plum pudding, so that's good. That's the only blend I feel that it gets better with age. I feel it's more like a flavor burst. So I was smoking that earlier, and we're kind of pretty much done with gel Pease nightcap. So yeah, there we go. To reiterate, 3 out of 4, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Covered all of the things, so I can just ramble on because my ADHD is kind of restless, and it's just can't keep getting that plum pudding out of my head. I don't know. So yeah, after the whole flavor blast of plum pudding, geez man, this one is quite underwhelming. But if you smoke it just by itself, it's also quite a really tasty blend. Though I really wished when I had the chance to easily get my hands on some tobacco, I hope like I would have gotten at least like a few, maybe 2 tins of 2 ounce, or maybe just that whole tub of 8 ounce. Quite nice. Yeah, overall I recommend this. I think yeah, this one is pretty good by itself. It stands, though it's mostly being associated with nightcap, which I'm a big fan of when it's not really aged to the max, as well as Penzance. I have not tried Penzance, so maybe it's a good alternative to Penzance. God knows what. Yeah, anyways, that's it pretty much for my short review of Gel Pease Quiet Nights. I hope you guys found it informative, enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts below. Yeah, good night everyone. I'll enjoy the rest of the bowl, finish up what I have. If I can't finish, I will just pretty much continue it tomorrow. Delayed gratification technique, everyone. Good night.